We're trying this again.
And then he was a commander, a fleet commander, so yes.
I am moving my body. Is it laggy? Is it not? We'll find out. I'm not going to say anything.
How's that
It seems like it might be laggy. Are we good?
I
think we're good. There's no more lag, I see. Okay, cool. Welcome back to Dungeon Pizza. This is our full 7th session of Neverwinter Bards, which does not include our session 0. So we use the D&D 2024 system here. Basically 5e.5. Just to clarify, we are using the updated rule sets for this campaign. This is a very narrative-telling campaign that we do here, so a lot of it is narrative. But, you know, we do all things here, so just keeping that in mind when you're watching this. Also, we'll do our sponsor real quick, which is describe.com, because we need to really kind of just get into it. So, I did send it to you if you want to do it, but I got it.
I'm in the pizza.
He's in the pizza. So this one, describe.com, is a narrative telling scene. They give narrative descriptions for all sorts of fantasy, sci-fi, unique elements, you know. This one, I'm just using Green Dragon because, well, I get the ballroom. The dragon scales are the lustrous verdian of fresh moss. Though they bear the scars of battle and centuries of persecution, cold reptilian eyes regard you with unnerving intelligence as the creature draws itself to full height, clicking foot-long claws together like a misery counting coins. I know that's a profession, not an easy word to say. The rancid stench of meat lingers between gleaming fangs, drifting out from the maw as they address you in a voice like thunder. If you click the link in our description, you get a free trial, and you help us out. So, great website, great tool. You've been with us a long time. You know what it does. It's a narrative description tool, meant for everybody. DMs and players. You are not excluded, players. That being said, let's get into the recap, and let's play some Dungeons and Dragons. Okay, so last session was a doozy. So I'm going to go with the core elements and nothing else. So, last session, after the entire scenario with the Green Dragon, you guys decided, let's go to the Tower of Remembrance, train up, level up, and after that, let's talk about our next steps. And then, after some debate, full consensus that we all decided to go with Ember's plan, which Ember was okay with you doing it or not doing it, which was walking in straight into there and just confronting the dragon and doing it that way without letting him deceive us any further, which led to a whole bunch of exploration events, narrative telling stories, romance, betrayal, friendship.
Peace.
If you want to know the details, watch the episodic series, because it's all in episodes, hour episodes. A lot of juicy details. And in the end, you guys end up confronting the dragon, which isn't the dragon itself. It's a dragon that he convinced to be in place, as 2 dragons were essentially being fought here. The dragon you guys were fighting, and the dragon that Ember unintentionally started fighting, since that dragon teleported him out towards that battle where the dragon was already killing all of his men. But in the end, both dragons died. Loot. Promise. Treasure. Magic items. whole bunch of stuff. A horde. And I know that sounds basic, but trust me, there's a whole bunch of juicy details if you watch it episode by episode. That's why I went basic here. Those are the full narrative story here. There's some definitely big elements that are missing, but you got where we're coming from. That's the recap. Let's get into our story. Okay, so welcome back to Neverwinter, everybody. You have walked back to Neverwinter after exploring the Neverwinter woods, defeating the dragon. What is everybody's thoughts heading into this? You guys can go one by one if you guys want to. Or you can just choose not to tell me. As you guys are heading back into the city.
I plead the fifth.
Everyone can plead the fifth for all I care.
I'm gonna be
What are you
rich.
thinking about? Your girlfriend.
No.
What date are you guys gonna go on?
The dragon cult.
Right.
Pretty sure that's what you're thinking about too. No, that's not what I'm thinking about.
So you guys thinking about the cult?
Well,
I'm just kind of thinking, glad this is over. One major issue down. Plenty to go, but one big one down.
Oh yeah.
Feeling relieved and glad we made it out okay.
Okay.
I'm also thinking about my kids.
That's
And
what I
how
expected you to say, but okay.
How I probably should send, like, a mail to the mother saying, "Don't trust this random old lady.
But
Don't do
But you
it."
gotta find out who the mothers are in order to do that. So.
I've got information people. I'm sure they'll find
I'm
it
sure
out.
they'll find
Meanwhile,
We'll see.
we have a laundry list of people to go through.
Yeah, that's the problem. You got unfortunately a big list.
All right, we can narrow it
Anything
down.
on Caldor's end?
A lot of things.
They've got this.
Ooh.
I believe.
I mean, he's got several things to
How
think
many
about it.
tabaxi people have I been with? How many?
And Ed.
Not a lot.
Anything on your mind, or
A good amount,
do you
but
plead the
not
fifth
a
as well?
lot.
Well, I was possessed twice.
Yes, you were.
I was backseat driver to somebody else's mind while they were feeling around in me. But that's okay, because I got to think about what they thought about and what stuff they buried, and I'm going to be rich at the expense of probably some of my soul, but that was very fast, so I guess I'm grateful.
Right.
So it all kind of works out.
I guess I'm grateful I got possessed.
Just doesn't think about the moral ethics of.
Some things behind it. Just, it all worked out in the end. It's fine.
Yeah, no one died.
Nothing will go wrong.
Again.
As you guys are walking back into
So much
Neverwinter, we move into another scene. As we move into what seems to be this is a sickness akin to cancer. Not necessarily cancer, but it is pretty much what that is. We go
Cancer.
to the sick ward, specifically the children's sick ward. And you hear some scuffling and noises, and as the camera starts to pan into the room, you see as a green-like portal that swirly goes into almost like a ocean-like water shows itself to be an island of sorts as children start to walk in one by one as Peter Pan is collecting his pennies. Don't worry, everything will be alright. This cancer will not kill you anymore. I promise. As long as you're in Neverland, nothing bad can happen.
Sign me up 6 times.
And after the last kid goes through, what are you looking at? As yeah, whatever. As he goes in and as we shift narrative focus back.
I would love to see one day someone test Gary. Just for him spying.
It's probably gonna happen one day.
I know, but I would still love to see it.
It's literally just gonna be like, alright, I'm gonna just time stop and
He's got a high stealth.
just go somewhere else.
Yeah, he presses pause, and that's
That's it, it's
Yeah.
done. Because he doesn't want to be directly a part of the story. He just wants to be an observer.
he's a documentary.
Let's be clear, he's not Lakitu, okay? He's not no Lakitu in Super Mario 64. This guy actually he's a problem. If he actually wanted to be a problem.
Just be glad all he wants to be as an observer.
Yep.
A couple days go by as you guys have gone back to your daily lives here, subbing in for classes at the Bard College.
I would be noticeably absent.
Yes, you would be. Then there is a ringing
There's like language.
in the main area in Lion's Pride again.
However, I would be nice and I would give you the book.
Ring, ring, ding, 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 ding. You guys can ring that. That might be good. That's good enough, I guess. It's not what I imagined, for sure. Like a ball. Oh, that actually can work. Yeah, that's good. As you hear, Lord Neverwinter has called the city of Neverwinter and its citizens to observe the current situation with Ember.
Oh boy. Well, class dismissed, I guess.
Oh man, I was hoping to learn how to talk to women today.
Talk to them.
You guys
Women.
never have talked with
Oh,
us.
women?
Yeah, women, yeah.
Oh. Here's
Every-
your homework.
What the? Oh no. Oh, talk to 5. I can't even talk to what? What do you mean I gotta talk to 5 women in order
It's
to
your
learn how to?
final exam.
This is crazy. I've been in class for 3 days. Every other day's been canceled because everyone's out of class.
Listen, it is not our fault that this is happening. The semester's only so long, okay?
Oh man.
We didn't have enough makeup days because the world was ending every other day.
Oh jeez. Oh. I guess that makes sense. Oh.
What do you guys do?
I gave this guy his homework.
I mean, you guys don't have to go.
I mean,
Might
I would
as
still go.
Might as well, because if we don't,
There's
then
no classes, and this is kind of important.
Not at all. Not at all.
Not
I
at
mean,
all.
if we
Hey,
were-
you didn't
Whereas
play
the last time we had something like this,
I
it
dragged
was not
it.
good.
A dragon a dragon attack. No,
And the time
never
before
mind.
that, giants.
The giant attack. Oh no.
Giants.
Seems like every time these guys have a problem.
The time
like
before
this
that, he
happens.
was dying.
So,
He's so is.
as you guys walk in this crowded street here in Neverwinter, you notice as, once again, the Goliaths are on one side, and Lord Neverwinter and his guards are on another side, as not an intense debate like before, but at the beginning of some sort of debate that has at least gotten to a point where he feels an audience is needed.
Here we go again.
Do we see Zany?
Oh, you see
Okay,
Zany.
just
Stealth
checking,
time.
just checking.
You see,
Remember,
All right.
guys, the more things change, the more they stay
same
the
thing as
same.
before? Okay. So, you hear. Yeah, they decided to take a bite of pizza.
29.
No.
49.40.
29.
City of Neverwinter. I ask you this. Something was brought before the table today as far as my position here as the Lord, pretty much. I have taken great care of you. New Neverwinter has been, in my opinion, one of the greatest projects and best things that has happened to the city since the Mount Houtnow tragedy. So I ask you this. If there was a change in our governmental system, would you feel like that is fair? Some people cheer. Some people don't. Very mixed audience. As Ember speaks up. All I was bringing to attention here was the fact that I think that if we decide to differentiate the power around here instead of just giving it to one man, we can get a lot more stuff done. Not everything should be going to the man that is unfortunately not doing well at the moment. No offense. Offense taken. Of course, that's what I expect. Now all I'm suggesting here is that we at least give out a council. The Lord Protector can still have a very important role. He can still be the main honcho. But he needs a council of people that he can go to. People that you trust in order to fix things around here, because things have not gotten fixed, as he has suggested they have. A lot of people are... So I ask you, people of Neverwinter, do you think that it's time for a change? Some people cheer. Some people don't. There's a very mixed audience. Alright, enough of the chitter chatter, as Lord Neverwinter speaks up. I will let the people of Neverwinter sleep on this. But I ask you this. I have done everything in my power to make sure that everybody has been taken care of to the best of my ability for years. Dogog Neverember has done everything for you guys. And I still, at my core, can do this. As it coughs up a little bit. As Ember kind of just goes, shoves off to the side a little bit. Don't lose faith in me. As people start to scatter off a little bit as he's talking. Don't lose faith, please. As the crowd starts to disappear at this point.
17.
38.
Lord Neverember looks at him and goes, what are you trying to do? There's gotta be something behind this. No, yeah, there's always something behind it. There's no doubt about it, but like, I'm making a good point here. This is just some idea at this point. Every city or major city here on this world is governed by a lord, somebody in charge, and one person. I think we need to start trying to do something different. And I think people are going to start to see it my way very quickly. I'm going to keep my eye on you. Oh, you always do anyway, so who knows? As he starts to walk off. And returns to you and goes, well, could have gone better, could have gone worse.
Fair enough, but at least we got the idea rolling.
Yeah. At least we got the idea rolling. Oh, of course you guys are still here.
I have a question.
I know you're not.
This is very important for me to decide on which way of this fence I'm swinging.
Yes.
Who's deciding who his cabin will be? Like, are we all like? Are the people voting for elected officials? Because if the king still decides who his cabinet is, would the cabinet not just become a bunch of?
It's the people. That's why I wanted to make sure they were addressed. And we don't have to have a whole bunch of roles, just a few major ones at the moment. And if it expands beyond that, then sure. But I feel like there's a lot of problems here, particularly in the military version here. It can be fixed. Especially given, like, the fact that we have very strong Goliaths that have chosen to come to Neverwinter in order to help.
My issue is the more people get involved, the slower things seem to move because you have more opinions and it's harder to come to a consensus. So it doesn't make things faster, it actually slows things down the more people who are involved. But on the flip side, decisions, although slower, tend to be more informed. So I think your argument about things moving faster is incorrect.
If everyone's circling one, like all their problems to cycling through one person, that's what's taking like a long time.
Well, but a
I
single
know,
person
like-
can make a decision
Yes.
very quickly. Whereas
But
if you've
if
got
the problems
five
are
to-
minor, that should not rely on that person making a decision because it's not that severe or not that grand of a decision to make. We can let those smaller decisions be made by someone else.
That's a valid point. My point, though, is the speed at which things happen may not necessarily be increased, but the decisions that are made may be better.
Yep.
Because you're going to have more information, more varying opinions, able to have debates, and figure out which opinion may be most advantageous for that particular issue. So there are pros and cons, but I think trying to state that speed as a pro is counterintuitive. Because you're going to be slowing down. Now, for little stuff, yes, I don't think necessarily, but doesn't the king already have advisors to handle most of these smaller issues?
As a advisor.
I think that's the issue here. is
That's
that
the
he
problem. Is
And
that
I think,
he's handling
and I think we
everything
could
on his own.
Yeah.
come to a compromise almost, where we have those sort of positions, where it's not necessarily a council, but there are more people who have their own role and don't have to go through other people to make those decisions. So it is a single person making a single decision for a specific problem. One person for the army, one person for the citizens,
One
So
person
on.
for economics.
so on and so forth, where it's not necessarily a collective group who has to come to a collective agreement, but there are more people to make more decisions.
Okay, so dividing up
Responsibilities.
responsibilities, and anything major would still have to go through the king, but some of these other people could make smaller everyday decisions.
Without having to come to a
My question for you, Ember.
Yes.
I'm assuming you would want to take control of the military. Like you would want to be the leader of the military department.
Especially given our dragon situation, yes. That's my main goal at this point. Because I know that's not the first of our dragon problems.
No, you still have at least two. My two concerns.
Yes.
One, if you control all of the military might, what is stopping you from doing a coup?
I mean, I can see why you think that. That's a possibility. I'm not going to take that away from you, but like,
I don't only mean you. I mean like the general you, like, because I'm assuming eventually you will phase out, somebody else will take over.
yeah, but the thing is that, not gonna lie, I don't see Lord Neverwinter lasting too much longer. Not to say that I'm looking for him to die, but like, look at him.
Yeah.
But there, I believe there should be, doesn't he already have an heir? that would be taking over him on the spot?
I don't think so.
If he did, he hasn't made himself
Yeah.
known.
Yeah.
Maybe he looked for one. I don't know. He hasn't talked about it or anything. He's
It would
kind
have
of
to
just
be
himself.
It would have to be a bastard child if anything.
Yeah.
I don't think he has a.
I'm sure he does. I'm not going out there to look for him myself. I got my own problems, you know? And my problem is Cult of the Dragon.
Yes.
So if I can get at least a little bit of that military might, we can just go from there. And then you don't really have to deal with Ember, because Ember's going to be able to do things the way that Ember wants to. You know what I'm saying? And then we can just kind of go our own directions.
I feel like someone with better insight should roll insight.
What's everybody's insight?
Yeah. Well, I think most of them.
It sounds really suspicious.
Yeah. +5.
It, for the most
Same.
part, is like very sound.
I know.
Yeah, I know.
No, it's,
But
it's
I need
just
a
a
bad card.
person.
I
Oh.
know.
No.
First roll of the night.
That's good.
I need a good card.
Oh.
Okay.
That's a. It's a nat 20 for 25.
He's not going to get any higher than that. I'm not going to roll.
Okay.
Looking at his language and the way that he speaks, it's very much Ember. And the way he normally talks. But when he talks, it's rooted with the same kind of intent that he has always had. It is determination to his degree.
Get the job done. no
Now,
matter
what that means could be good, could be bad. But determination to an Ember degree, which is a lot of it.
Yeah.
And from historically speaking, it's get the job done no matter the cost.
So, I think I can get behind it. I would just like it if the military were split into two, like army, like somebody controls the defensive side and somebody controls like the.
No, well,
In a
no,
role-
it's still. I think any military actions should still go through Lord November. You're gonna have somebody doing training and overseeing, is like a general or something like that. But actual deployment and things like that, I still think should be with the Lord to help prevent any type of actual coup.
I can see that.
Regardless, not saying anything.
I,
Regardless of
We're trying
whoever.
to future-proof.
I
this.
don't think absolute military power should be held by one person.
Yes, I think that is the problem we have right here. Is that while you may have what you believe are the best intentions, whoever comes after you may just go like, "Oh, I have all this power. You're gonna blow up everything that you worked hard to do."
Of all the things, military power should not be held by one person.
I do
Okay.
think you do need more of it to help with the dragons. I can agree with you there.
All right. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah, I think it's probably best to split maybe two people, like if it's you and, for example, Zany, then you have two people for the armed military, and your
Just
goal
an
is-
example.
Yeah,
Just an
As
example.
a-
Like as a player, I'm like, that's not.
As an example, because you guys would have a lot of similar ideals, but you guys may also have ideals that differ to prevent a total coup, for example, or any other issue because of just absolute power corrupts absolutely.
I get it. My history's not great, but I can handle it easily.
It's not even necessarily about you, it's about the future person in charge.
'Cause
What makes you think I'm going to not be here afterwards? I'm planning on being here for a long time.
Are you
Yeah, but
are you
you're
immortal?
not.
But at the same
I
time,
can be.
but at the same
See,
time,
that's
somebody still has
that's
to come
the
after you.
problem. That's-
See, it's
I'm not
sentences
immortal.
Sentences like that makes it a problem.
Yeah. And not only that, but eventually somebody is going to have to come after you.
I already have plenty of things after me. That
Exactly.
doesn't change.
So if one of them take you out, whoever takes your place might not see things as amicably as you do, and it would ruin everything you are working to accomplish.
Yeah, but then that means
That's-
it needs to be changed.
Yeah, so that's what
We're trying
Yeah.
to.
Look, I'm gonna be blunt. I don't trust you,
That's fair. I don't think you. I don't need you to trust me.
and that's why I'm saying you shouldn't have. I'm saying it shouldn't be.
yeah, it should be
That's-
full power.
One
but like,
person should not hold all of the military power for an entire city.
Yeah, but then again, there's not a power
There is
exchange here at
though.
this point, because if we're going by this man's logic,
oh, this man or
of
the old? or the
all
old-
going back to Lord Neverwinter,
Okay.
my word means practically nothing.
Oh yeah, I'm not agreeing with him either. I'm just saying like, the solution isn't giving one person all of the military power.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm up for anything at this point. I just need it to not be what he's doing.
No, okay, perfect. So if you're okay with us finagling it so the military power is divided between a few facets, and as long as you get a good share of it, we cool with this?
We could do branches of military.
We do branches of the military. And I've been thinking about that. We have like a random airship. Like we have like dragons, flying people.
I mean, we're not a port city, but I think there's a lake around the corner.
I'm pretty sure there's merfolk. Pretty sure merfolk live here.
Just dividing, just like you said, dividing things
What is
to
your
have
game in
a
this?
council. Not
Trying to
giving
make sure
full
the city doesn't
military
get
power.
completely. Because
Yeah, our
I-
school resides within the city.
Yeah.
yeah.
The state
And-
of the city.
And I also don't know if you know this, but a lot of the people in this city don't like you.
They don't need to like me.
No, but the issue, well, in the thing you're proposing, if everyone votes, there's a good chance you might not get voted into the position you
They
want.
don't need to like me. That doesn't mean I don't have their respect.
That's fair.
It's a bit different.
I think you're forgetting how biased human races can be.
It's not just human races we're talking about.
You mean humanoid?
Humanoids, elves and dwarves haven't liked each other forever, just cause. Humans mostly like people until they feel like they've been scorned by certain people, and unfortunately, people in Neverwinter are looking unfavorably at Goliaths right now.
There's now more citizens that are Goliaths. That's how that works. Otherwise, they wouldn't be able to come into the city if they didn't get citizenship. Well, that has gone up. That does not mean I'm getting the majority of the Goliath vote either. I'm not too worried about it, if I'm being blunt.
Point is, you want to split up like the power, have the council and all that stuff, but the military also has to be split up because it's a major part of that power. That is too much power for one person versus like it's like you saying you're on the same level as the person who's dealing with economics. That's not, I mean, to an extent, but you could very easily use the military, go, boop, you're not in charge anymore. You need to have split.
I'm not saying that I wouldn't have advisors.
Or not
Yeah. Okay.
split.
So are we in agreement that we maybe split the army or the military up into, like, for example, off the top of my head, an air force, an
Navy.
army. We might not need a navy. Well, no, we need a navy, but definitely not a coast guard. We don't have a coast to guard.
Right?
Ugh.
At
Or
least,
just multiple people in charge.
yeah,
Or
but we'll make like 3 people in charge of the military. All of you have like,
Equal power.
yeah. We each share 1/3.
Okay, so.
And it doesn't necessarily even need to be just basically a council for the military. Because,
Those decisions should take.
yeah, anything with the
Yeah.
military should take a little bit of time.
Yeah.
Unless we're actively at war, in which case I would think that the lord of the city,
Yeah.
whether it's Lord Neverember or whoever his successor may be, if a snap decision needs to be made, he should be the one to make it.
I killed the fucking dragon. Snaps his fingers, and the animated bones of the skeletal head of the dragon just starts to float a little bit.
And
I'm
your
not
point
saying that that's the only reason why, but I think I've proven enough of protection
That was our skull.
that I'm able to do a lot more than people think.
we're not taking anything away from you. Our concern is safety of this city, and having one person, whether it's you, whether it's Joe Schmo over there or Ed, you don't want that military in charge. Just
I'm not
one
here.
person in charge of the military, because then you can use the military to run a coup against the city. And then you take away and get rid of the council altogether, and you just become the new Neverwinter and do whatever the hell
Again,
you want to do.
Where are these theories coming
Not you. Not
History.
Not
History.
Yeah.
Not
It's not that it
you.
hasn't
Not the
happened
history of this city.
No,
Maybe
but
not.
Just the
That-
world.
but it has happened to other.
I am aware.
Yeah, so
Try
that
11.
We don't want that to happen here.
we live in the
Alright.
city. Your people live in the city. It's not just
Like
about
freeze drive.
you. I
I'm
can
not
trust.
saying it is.
No, I'm saying like we're not like I trust you enough to do what you think is right. Whether it ends up being right, it's what you at least think is right. So whoever takes on after you, eventually somebody will. Whether you get killed by a dragon, by a god themselves, or you just die of eventual old age, or a different group of heroes come and kill all of us, right?
Necromancer's
Eventually somebody's going to take your place, and that person is not going to be as invested in the city as you are.
And even if they are, they may see that whoever took over for Lord Neverwinter isn't doing a good job, and they want Lord Neverwinter's lordship,
Yes.
and they might not have the best intentions. So they use the military to take over the city.
Yeah, your idea is a very good idea. I like your idea. I'm just trying to future-proof it so this
So it can last for a very long time, regardless of who's in power.
Because the way you're giving it out is it will only last as long as you are in your position. Which could be until tomorrow, for all we know.
Okay, this is how this is going to happen. I appreciate y'all. Y'all wonderful individuals with great ideas and great thoughts. I love it. Here's the problem. I don't care. And he walks away.
Like Max said as well.
Hey guys. What's his problem?
I don't know, but I don't know if I want to vote for that if that's how he's gonna act.
He's a bit overzealous with his plans.
Yeah. If that's the case, I'm just gonna.
I mean, there's probably
I
only...
was on his side, and then and so now I don't.
I have an idea. That they would just shit on his Cheerios.
Oh,
Go for it. What is it? Let's at least hear it. So
We
discuss
should
it.
talk to Lord
Nomios?
Lord Neverember. Make us his cabin and assign us to the defense military.
I mean, isn't that the plan?
No.
No.
No. I'm
Oh.
personally not one for positions of power.
But that would.
I'm not there.
Oh, you left when he left?
Yeah, Zany's gone.
Power
You
is
could be-
placed best in those who do not seek it.
Yeah.
That's
Typically.
fair. That's fair. We might not want it, but we might have to. Because if not, he's
Yeah.
he's gonna do it.
At the very least, one of us could probably be like the defense person. Like that way, we're at least splitting the military in half.
I feel like it's between you three because you three had the best talking with him. You guys had the
I still like the idea of not necessarily breaking the military up, but having more than one person
Yeah.
involved in deciding troop movement.
Yeah.
much would
So
you
I
need?
think it should be somebody that.
I still think it should be multiple people.
Yeah. No. But that. Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. We talk to Lord Neverember and have him.
You can just
assign-
appoint advisors.
Yeah.
Because a lot of other cities, even though he said that every city that we know of is run by a single lord, most of those lords have at least
Yeah.
advisors.
Because I think he will be like Ember will be fine for now if he's like given part of the military to do what he needs to do. But like Lord Neverember could just go like, I might have 3 people go in the military. Amber will be one, you two will be the other two.
Yeah, while that's all happening, can we get a tax write-off for the school?
A tax write-off is
Yeah, can we be considered like tax-free?
like a church.
This man was on
Yeah,
the
sure.
streets.
We are a profit
It was.
organization.
Yeah, we're
Yes,
not
it
gonna
was.
get
How's the
that.
profit?
It's pretty good. I mean, it's not like
It's not like
a
big.
gallon of or 10 pounds, how many pounds of drugs. But it's-
What?
It is still a profitable business, unlike a church.
Can we just say we're non-profit?
We
Oh,
could,
no.
but then we can't charge people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
then-
Right, we don't charge them. We
Well,
take donations.
We could charge, but any money that we made would have to be put back in.
It would have to be
Or-
considered donations.
Yeah, we're taking a donation at
But then
what
we
we
can't
charge.
use it
Well,
on
we would have
ourselves.
to charge enough, just enough to be able to cover expenses.
Anyways, I think we should talk to Ember.
Yeah,
or
let's
Never
go.
Ember.
Let's
Sorry,
talk to
not Ember.
Lord Neverember. Oh wait.
As you guys walk to go talk to Lord Neverwinter,
Oh god.
you move back to the scene with Ember and Zany. Listen, Zany. Your friends have earnest intentions. I don't know what that guy's problem is. What is happening? No, ignore this. What is happening?
Mark gets breached everywhere.
There's a breakdown happening in the middle of the city and be copyright. Shut up, Caleb. This is not right. Something's
flash
wrong.
mob happening.
Emma, what's
What
happening?
is this?
Oh my
It's you and me, boy!
Random
It's happening all
rap
across the city.
Get the cardboard box
Oh
out.
my gosh.
What did you cast on us?
Otto's irresistible dance. Oh my gosh.
Think more like Otto's sick beat.
song. Those were some sick rhymes.
Thank you. Gold coin?
Bleh.
Your friends have intentions,
Yeah.
just as ours can be laced with our own ideals, so is theirs. We just have a difference of opinion. And I understand the twins are all about taking care of the Dragon Cold thing. I don't mind working with them. But you know, I don't really play well with bitches.
Who do you have in mind?
Well, if you recall, bitch move.
Fair enough. You made a point. We probably indulged them too much with that conversation.
Unfortunately. There's a lot of them. You've made a lot of friends here.
Wasn't my decision. Something that was forced. Regardless, we have set plans in motion. We still have a talking point to go through. If they want to be in the way, they can be in the way. It still doesn't stop our end goal.
Always great to have you by my side.
Yep.
The problem is that it can't just be the two of us.
Well, I mean, we
Who
still.
said it was going to be just the two of you? As an older woman, not a hag. I gotta be clear since we talked a lot about hags in this campaign. Not a hag, an older woman. She has a jacket on, a cane of sorts. Is accompanied by a younger lady with red hair. Seems to be shy in proportions. When you look at her demeanor, she has curly short hair and cute little fingers. But she also has an arcane robe as well, and seems to have a small child with her.
No.
I don't know who you are, but your interest in a council is all too intriguing. I'm Belen, and I have a very strong reputation here as far as the sword course goes. Icewind Dale wouldn't be Icewind Dale what it is now if I didn't involve myself, thanks to the Arcane Brotherhood. But I'm looking to separate myself from them. I have a bigger goal in mind, and if your plan of a council comes through, I would like an opportunity at becoming sort of a master of arcane lore. Something that can be traced to magic. No offense, but what have you really done? I'm surprised you don't know me. I was in Icewindale for a little bit of time. We are from tribes. Goliath tribes. We do not hear about, like, local knowledge. We raid, we pillage, we take. That's all I know of you. Well, that's quite aggressive of you, but that's fair, I guess. My noble lineage goes throughout the entire history of the Swords Coast, and I plan on using that as leverage if this goes through. I have my own apprentice at this point who has a small little gift with her. You see a little baby, about a 1-year-old. There's a little bit of red curly hair that's starting to appear. And Parley just kind of wants to make sure she has a place to grow not only her study, but her child. You want a little insight on that?
Yeah, of course I am.
DC is 10.
Nope. 17. I'm gonna die. I'm not gonna.
You can tell she wanted to say burden.
Looking at the kid and the adult that's like there, do they seem related?
As far as the older woman,
The younger one and the kid.
yes, it seems to be her kid.
Understood.
It's still a 1-year-old. It's still a toddler.
Yeah.
It still has to be taken care of.
Right.
I will be in one of the local taverns that have started to make themselves known. So here's my information. If you really need help, you're going to need my help. I guess I'll be in touch. What was her problem?
Not sure, but she's not wrong. You've said it too. We need allies, and sometimes it's joining forces with people that we're not too affiliated with.
I guess I'll go see what she needs to say in a little bit. Let's regroup and then. Well, I'm sure that some way or somehow your little goons will find themselves involved in this mess, so I'll just wait for that inevitability.
I pray that it doesn't happen. One time they can sit out. One time.
As you guys move forward, we move back towards the Bards. As you guys head towards Lord Never. More than ever, there is a line. And I mean a line.
Excuse me, pardon me.
Hey, come on, what's going on here?
Excuse me,
I'm
pardon me.
walking here. What's going on?
Oh, thank you. Oh,
We got
Where's
very
my
important
fucking
business.
wallet?
You see Mojave stressed per usual. Hey guys, nose, nose. No, those nose goes, no nose goes, no nose goes. You guys have a line, a standard line.
yeah, but like we have the thing.
I've
with
been in
the,
line. These guys just cut me.
We have the thing.
I
We have the decree with the stamp.
get you guys. It's great that you're here, and I'm sure it'll be helpful. But I don't know if this is the right time.
Yeah,
No is the only time.
but official stamp.
We have.
It's got to be now.
Ooh, I have an
It
idea.
has
Official
to be.
stamp.
It has to be now for me too.
Official stamp.
Dan.
Oh, Dan.
Hi, Dan.
That's correct.
Dan. Why don't? Are any of your groupettes here?
Can I see if any of them are here?
Whatever.
What are you talking about?
Sure,
Official stamp.
Sure.
No, yeah.
I got an official stamp too for
No,
you.
you don't. Oh.
Can
What's it
I
That's
just
the shape of a
discreetly
big old
ask one
boot.
of them to make, like,
The
you know how
face.
like fangirls will make a scene and they're like, oh my god, and cause a distraction so we can get in.
We don't need
That's
a distraction
rude.
to get
Is
in.
it? I thought we
Yeah,
were
we
not.
have a stamp.
No, we're all the way up at the
Okay,
front
never
talking
mind.
with
We're allowed to be
Just-
here.
Can I still make them do that?
Stamp.
Just
Sure.
You could have won that just
They do
for
that.
like you guys to
Yay.
weed your roll
I
stuff
was
through the line.
I was just gonna ask you to see if they could help like
That guy.
keep the
Oh,
line.
Pretty Woman.
Like be line leaders basically.
Oh, okay, then yeah, I
Yeah,
can do
man.
that. I didn't know you wanted line mages.
Yeah, like just so like this make Mojave's day a little bit easier.
With the fan goes?
Oh wow!
Yeah.
I didn't realize you had groupies. Nice.
They're each like separated by the shirts.
Yeah.
They have different shirts.
There you go. Now they're all separated in lines. They're all
Go through.
Stamp.
Thank you.
yeah.
Oh, this is still bullshit.
What was all that about? Yeah, well, become important one day.
Which groupie is in the last line? What color groupie is the last
Go
line?
important.
What do you mean?
You said you gave them all different color shirts.
No, they have
Do
different
something
faces.
with
Right?
your life.
Oh,
Crazy.
yeah,
So we
which
can
color-
Yeah, that's very
Uh,
not
This is the last
what
one.
he says, but
Quickly!
Because Zany's still there, so not there, but like
That
on
way
the
he
shirts.
can learn.
So
Quickly!
How
1,
much?
2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
One.
Dylan's in the last one.
Okay, so they just
Yeah.
escorted him to Dylan's line.
There ain't no. I was the next one. You can't do this to me. You know who I am.
Takes him away.
He's very loud.
Someone help this small child.
What is his voice on you? Must be a dwarf.
Oh, I was a skilled artisan.
Where'd he get the accent from?
You made believe he was dwarvish. He changed.
Yeah, or the.
He went from 6 foot to fucking 4 foot. Like there's a lot of
No,
change.
but he's a 4-foot child. He's a dwarf child, so he's like 2 foot.
Oh god.
You guys
It's the
enter
worst.
The Protector's Enclave. Once again, you notice as Lord Neverwinter is tired as ever, resting upon his chair. The Bards of Neverwinter, here again. I've only had an hour before
what?
the
Yeah.
last
Plug
thing
the
happened.
camera.
so
Yeah.
What now?
Oh,
Well, this is actually in response to that. We're afraid that Ember's motives for doing this suit his own purposes. He wants control of the military, which is where we have issues. I think the best advice that we could give you, get a council, but appoint it yourself, and quickly. Cut the feet out from Ember, because if you do what he's suggesting, but you install the people, he no longer has an argument against you.
and to be fair,
There's 5 of us here.
no, yes, but that's not what I'm saying. To be fair, give Ember like a position in your military, but divide the military power between like 3.
I'm not even sure he does that.
Janitorial.
I'm not even sure that he, maybe,
But
but
if he doesn't, then Ember's just gonna start a coup anyways, and then we're back to state 1.
But at least Ember doesn't have the pipe. And like I said, by not giving, if Ember does anything, now the populace will be against him because the king followed Ember's advice. He just cut Ember out of the equation. So the people would still rise up against Ember and not support Ember.
I'm just so worried that people will see that as him being anti-Goliath or anti-new ideas, and then be opposed to the Lord himself. And then when they'll have more people joining Ember's side for a potential coup. Because a coup just ruins everything for everyone equally. But Ember does not care if there's a coup as long as he's the last person alive.
Yeah, I'll be honest, I don't think he has Neverwinter at this.
Yeah. So like,
Because the people who are on Ember's side, if Lord Neverember creates a council and appoints the people and does not appoint Ember, then all of Ember's support goes out the window because he took Ember's advice and created the council. He's just not giving Ember a position on that council.
But the issue is the Goliaths are not loyal to whoever's going to be the leader of the military. The Goliaths are loyal to Ember. And right now, with the amount of people that we've lost, the Goliaths are unfortunately making up us. It's like a 50-50 split in our military right now. So,
But then Ember still hasn't got any position on the military because he's going to do what he wants anyway.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. If you give him,
I don't think this goes our way. However it goes, as if Ember doesn't have full control of the military, he's gonna do what he wants regardless.
The problem is that there are now. He's picked a good time. There's a lot of issues that have appeared suddenly that need to be addressed. Major one being, a lot of children have gone missing. From the sick ward in particular, these were the ones that were infected with the Green Dragon sickness. And a lot of parents are angry, justifiably. And I have no answers.
We don't know. We don't know.
So, that's my major issue at the moment. Well, not my biggest issue, but the one at the forefront.
But again, this is all the more reason why you should have a council of advisors to help with more minor issues while you concentrate on these bigger issues.
The thing is that
Surprised you never had one.
That's what we're suggesting, is you create a council of advisors to help with mundane, everyday tasks, to help take some of the stuff off of your plate, which I think is what Ember is selling to the people of the city. That's not his main goal, but that's what he's selling to the people, is that you're trying to make all the decisions, including the small ones, which takes up a lot of time and a lot of energy from you. Whereas if you had advisors, they could take off a lot of the day-to-day, more inconsequential tasks off your plate, leaving you more open to making the bigger decisions and concentrating on the bigger problems. That's what I'm suggesting. You cut the feet out from underneath him by taking his advice.
one city does it, what's stopping any other city from doing it too? And then all that we have worked for as lords here on the Swords Coast. I have worked to keep nobility to not have power here. As soon as I divvy out any sort of remedy to Ember or anybody else, they're going to use that as an excuse to bring nobility in to an extent that my power gets dwindled, even though like I'm just trying to be the best.
It doesn't have to be nobility. You can pick people you trust to be your advisors. They don't have to come from the noble class necessarily. They can come from anywhere in society. They don't even have to come from the city. Just people that you trust to help you make the day-to-day decisions.
Like trade.
Yeah, like trade. I'll make a couple arguments. First, if you do nothing, he is going to just blow through everything with the military, and everything you've done mounted to nothing.
Because right now you don't have the power to fight him.
And who knows who else he can get on his side. But right now, we are not in a position where you can, if it's half of your half of the military versus his Goliaths, it's just going to end in an all-out civil war, and thousands of innocents will die, and you might win, and hopefully you do, but then if you do, now you're going to be nobody's going to have trust in you, because this could have been, most people will see this as it could have been preventable.
Dylan, what has your life been here in Neverwinter?
I've been able to survive. I've been living on the streets most of the time.
Streets!
Not due to your fault. You didn't have any control over it. I don't blame you.
Excellent.
Most people that I know don't blame you for their predicament.
What if I were to offer you one of these positions, if I were to go along with it? How would you personally feel?
It's not a position I'm seeking. Would I accept it? Depending on the position. None of us here want to be your advisor. That is not our intention here.
Like,
It really sounds like you are, though.
No. First, it's not like we don't want to not be your advisor. We just don't want to be advisors in general.
I get what you're saying, but you came in with some heavy hitters.
It's just we want what's best for the city.
Yes.
If you have to appoint us for the city to be safe, we are willing to accept that until you can find other advisors.
That's not going to happen.
Okay, well then we will accept that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we'll.
Yeah, I
No
mean,
offense, but no.
you're great and all, but like, I care about the streets. I don't really necessarily care about you. I hope your health is getting better, but like, that's what I care about. I care about the city.
All of us care about
Nice.
this city.
That is another issue that you have to address in the very near future. People can see that you are not well. You do need to think about an heir. Again, I don't think anybody in this group wants that responsibility.
No.
Air?
No, not
H-E-I-R.
Yeah, especially not Ed.
Ah,
Please do
Ed.
not make Ed.
But
No.
with your feeling health, that is something that does need to be addressed in a relatively short fashion.
I don't know if you have any bastard sons or
You want one?
no. Making one now is going to take too long.
I've had.
Yeah, I don't think he has 18 years.
I can look from my past, but
Well, we got
for
a
the
black
Even-
belt.
majority
even
of my
with you-
life, I've
Four daughters.
spent
He's got a black belt.
helping not only Waterdeep, but now Neverwinter.
And that's why I say, even if you don't have a blood heir, you
Names.
do need to start thinking about appointing somebody to be your
They could
heir.
always do like the.
Something that needs to be brought to the forefront of your mind, given your current health.
Yeah, I thought we fixed that.
No, we just. Ember was like making it worse. Ember is no longer making it worse. So
Oh,
it's
he's
like-
just doing it emotionally now.
Yeah, now he's just emotionally like beating him down and hoping that what he's got in him is gonna kill him
Yeah.
anyways.
Yeah, and
So-
even if you don't appoint him military control, he's still super rich and can just buy that.
Yeah, so like that, like I think the council is not a bad idea, especially because as of right now there is no heir to the lordship. And
I will consider this.
I'm just afraid that Ember is going to act sooner rather than later. And we we will help with whatever you need. So like if you need us to investigate
We have some idea of what Ember wants to do short term.
yeah.
Our concern is, what does he do with all this once he accomplishes his goals?
Yep.
So
That's where our
take
concern
over the
lies.
world. I don't know. That's usually what bad guys do.
Because for the most part, right now, his goals are not nefarious. Matter of
That
fact,
we can know.
yeah.
that we know of. We know he's going after the Cult of Dragons. That is his primary focus as of right now.
Which, to our benefit, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And to a necromancer, if he just sacrificed the whole city and collected all the souls to be strong, that's a thing he can do.
Why? I wasn't thinking about a potential lich problem, but thank you for making me think
You're
about it.
welcome.
And you're
Probably not
causing
like a few months
emotional
ago.
damage now.
I literally have a lich
I just
sickness.
thought of these.
Leave the room.
beforehand.
Please.
Yeah.
But,
yeah.
and like I said, our goals are not necessarily unaligned with Ember's at the moment. My concern, especially, I don't know about everybody else, is once he's taken care of and does what he wants to do with the Cult of the Dragon, where does he go from there? Does he just up and leave? Does he wish to expand his power, maybe take over the throne? We don't know, and that's where our concern lies. Because for him, the ends justifies the means, which I'm never a big fan of.
Roll a persuasion check.
I mean, you made a
I'll
pact.
barbecue.
He sided with the Cult of the Dragon
Yeah.
to get his.
This is kind of his home base. Why wouldn't he want to like bounce? Know what I'm saying? Bet dog.
That's a persuasion check?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's 26.
Well, no, I'm figuring persuasion checks are going to be good here, but you know, I'm going to ask for it regardless.
We're all different.
I will I will work on it very quickly. It seems like an investment that is more important than the lives of these children.
We will handle the children.
It's not that it's more important than the lives of the children. This will help you
Make sure that there's children to protect.
not only that, but also
I
help
understand. I understand.
You can always do a
And so
blood
you said
transfusion.
prioritize what is important.
Yeah. That being said, you said they disappeared from the sick ward, right?
Yes.
Should we start there?
We have nothing.
So if he does like a blood transfusion with somebody else, would that be considered an heir?
No. I think it's considered water.
They could lie and just be like, ah, he's got my blood.
I mean, I think
I mean,
like,
to be fair, I don't think anybody does a blood test, right?
yeah, how would they know that they would get a perfect blood transfusion where it doesn't kill one or the other person?
Maybe just
No.
half.
Maybe just half a blood.
Dan, make a perception check.
Me?
Maybe just half.
No, Dan.
Yeah.
17,000.
I don't know if it's solid or not.
I'm looking.
That's not that. Like,
Oh, we should get Zania.
19.
I don't know where she is, but like.
19.
Remember,
Yeah.
Yeah, she's been with
She went with her lover.
Since
Her.
she's regained some of her memories, she's been remembered all the time.
Yeah, so you know, we
Do we know
totally,
that she's regained her memory?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she did let us know that.
Yeah.
we obviously know that now she's being brainwashed by emotions.
We're under
I
the
mean,
assumption that
she
She
she's
was
Yeah.
married to the guy.
Exactly.
I'm sure we're all under the assumption that she's
that they're
she's on
calling
the
me
side.
brainwashed when I was
So-
actually brainwashed.
Yeah,
There's no way.
She just got unbrainwashed.
Yeah, but you know,
Now she has to fight. Like, if she, like, I'm sure she doesn't want anything bad to happen to us, but she also.
I don't think she cares.
yeah,
I think.
yeah,
I
she's,
was-
She's more. doesn't
she's
really
another
like
Ember.
She cares.
We just have to prepare.
I want to
She
believe there's a
cares.
little bit in her. That way I don't have to kill her.
I would like to not fight her.
We just
Yeah,
have
exactly.
because
to.
I would
See
die.
what she's
I
done.
would die.
That's why I want to believe that she doesn't want to hurt us.
We just have to prepare for the
But-
fact that we might fight one of
Here's
the
Yeah.
Bards
the thing.
forever.
But-
If she
Well,
had to
unfortunately,
choose
the
Ember
rules tell you
or
otherwise.
us,
The rules tells me
if
otherwise.
she had to
though.
choose
Like
Ember
we're
or
talking
us,
about
she's definitely
this
choosing
version of
Ember.
Zany,
Yeah.
not the other
Yeah.
version of
I'm
Zany.
just saying,
The
like,
version of
she
Zany that
just
doesn't
because
have
she
her
chooses
fucking
Ember doesn't mean she has to
memories
fight us to
It's
the
been
death.
bad.
has been good. Like that beginning part is like the campaign
Just
was
have
fine,
to-
which her memories were
Yeah.
like. Say she got her
or, like,
memories.
she could just
I
like
don't
fake it and then like.
We just have to know that if we were to fight Ember, we're probably gonna fight Zany.